हमने प्रोडक्ट की पैकेजिंग डिज़ाइन कर ली थी, लोगो हो गया था, सारे लाइसेंसेज हो गए थे, फाइनल प्रोडक्ट हाथ में आ गया था, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग भी उसमें आ गया था और उसी पैसे से हमने 40 लाख का रेवेन्यू भी कर लिया था। तो मतलब उस 5 लाख से हमने इतना कुछ कर लिया। ब्रेकफास्ट ब्रोकन है और मतलब क्या ही ऑप्शन है, तुम भी सोचो हेल्दी ब्रेकफास्ट के ऑप्शन क्या है, पोहा, उपमा, डोसा, पराठा, ये सारे लाइट ऑप्शन है। एवरीबडी सेइंग यार टेस्टी है, टेस्टी है, टेस्टी है, टेस्टी है, एंड वी हैड अ कॉल विद 500 consumers.
The basic agenda for this podcast is someone, a young person like us, 18-20 years old, who wants to enter into the F&B industry. So how should they start?
We have worked with different startups like Noto Ice Cream, Good Fettle, and One to Aquaponic Vegetable Company, One Steamer Frozen Momo Company. So while doing this, I got to know what startup is. Multiple reasons we have to like shut that business, and then I was again at my papa's business. We tied up with this NGO of 200 women. They helped us with the supply chain. They helped us with the initial manforce. We are manufacturing somewhere around 2,500 to 3,000 a day. Creating our own facility is cheaper than fulfilling their MOQs.
Okay.
Last time we have checked, it's 30 billion.
Okay, so to start with, the basic agenda for this podcast is someone, a young person like us, 18-20 years old, who wants to enter into the F&B industry, who wants to start something of their own. So how should they start? So this video would be kind of a roadmap for him. So can you give an introduction? Who is Yash Kalra? What's your background, your education, family?
Okay. So Yash Kalra is somebody who started the education from Kota, like born and brought up in Kota, Rajasthan. And while doing there, seen my father doing businesses, like he is always into like wholesale distribution and all stuff like that. But I don't like that kapda market, to be very honest. So I always wanted to open a restaurant like everybody else, like 16 years old, want to open a restaurant, looks fancy and everything like that. So with that dream, I want to apply for a hotel management course. I applied for that, but eventually moved to Bombay for BMS instead.
Okay.
While I was there in Bombay, we rarely have to go to college. So
which college was it? Bombay?
So in Bombay, I was in Lal Lajpat Rai College.
Okay.
It's the MU, but different MU.
Okay.
Bombay University. So there we have worked with different startups like Noto Ice Cream, Good Fettle,
Okay.
and One to Aquaponic Vegetable Company, One Steamer Frozen Momo Company. So while doing this, like I got to know what startup is, what white labeling is. So I have a gist of it. Because in Kota, there's no sort of exposure of what a startup is. Is there a term like startup? Because it's that nascent of a city that time. And now everybody knows that. But yeah, so started from there, and COVID get me back to Kota. Then I was always a kid who liked fitness. I played basketball for a very long time. So I was into fit, but a chubby kid. So I lost around 20 kgs. So while doing that, I ate a lot of oatmeals.
Okay.
Till now, if I can count, it's more than 2,100 of oatmeal that I've crossed. And that's how the idea came in. And I started my like first brand called Vizag just after during COVID, because two things that like starts my day in general was, first is a like oatmeal and with 5 eggs. So I used to eat 8 to 10 eggs a day.
So what did Vizag do?
So in Vizag, what we have done is we have created this product which has 10 egg whites infused with natural fruits and pulps, and it's ready to have
Egg whites with fruits and pulps.
Right.
Okay.
And you just have to open it, and you'll get the nutrition of 10 eggs just in at the go.
Okay. And is it still continuing?
No, so we stopped Vizag because we run it for like 3 to 6 months. But the problem with the product is the shelf life. We want to increase the shelf life of the product to at least 3 to 6 months to serve. And that time quick commerce was not a thing.
Okay.
So we want something which has some sort of shelf life and give us some space to sell.
How long back is it? Which year?
It's just after COVID. I think it's just after COVID.
21, 22.
21, 22 between.
Okay.
And we also got a contract manufacturer. So some clashes with them. They're not able to provide us the supply at the right time.
Achha.
And because of that, multiple reasons, we have to like shut that business. And then I was again at my papa's business.
So back to Kota after Bombay.
That business was in Delhi.
अच्छा,
I moved from Kota I moved to Delhi with the intent कि कोटा नहीं रहना है, exposure की कमी है. So because of that, I moved to Delhi, then done this for like 6 to 9 months, then moved back to Kota. Then that's how like the whole journey came in, and where we start Goat.
Okay. So then why goat? What was the market gap that you found? Ki you have consumed this number of oats yourself.
Right.
So what was the problem that you thought कि अभी
So-
जो solve नहीं हो रही market में?
Yeah, so the idea is कि I'm figuring out कि what can I do next. Like that was the initial intent कि कुछ तो करना है, but क्या करना है वो नहीं पता था.
ठीक है.
So oatmeal is something which is very close and easy for me to execute since because I'm having it for a very long time. So I started looking for problems. So I identified 2-3 gaps. One was कि my friends who are traveling to offices early in the morning, उनको कभी ऑटो नहीं मिल रहा होता था, कभी कैब नहीं मिल रही होती थी और जैसे तैसे भागते दौड़ते ऑफिस पहुंच रहे होते थे. So they are always skipping breakfast. So the main problem was the convenience factor, time factor. जिनको पास टाइम होता था उनको आलस के मारे नहीं करना होता था. So this was the problem there. Second was my mom, like who's into like 45ish, 50s age, and now she wants to like do yoga, take care of her health. But when I ask her कि भाई प्रोटीन भी खा लो, तो वो काले डब्बे से उनको प्रोटीन खाने में शी इज टू अफ्रेड टू टेक दैट. एंड मुझे भी कहते हैं कि ये सब स्टीरियोटाइप है दैट इज स्टिल देयर, तो वो सब मुझे नहीं करना. तो देयर शुड बी अ एंट्री पॉइंट फॉर लाइक पीपल लाइक हर हु कैन लाइक जस्ट स्टार्ट एंड दे आर लाइक टेस्ट फर्स्ट, दे आर टेस्ट सेंसिटिव पीपल. तो आई ट्राइड गिविंग देम अ वे प्रोटीन का स्कूप. शी वाज लाइक करके उन्होंने नहीं खाया उसको. So there should be an entry point for people like her जो कि start कर सके that journey. So these are the 2 common problems that I've identified, and I started the whole process, and I started the flavor development part and everything like that in Jaipur. So yeah, it started like that. Then eventually we hosted a lot of events to see, let the consumers try the product and take the feedback around that.
So oats is something that people find very boring to consume, especially on a regular basis.
Right.
So how did you go about the product development and experiment with that?
Yeah, so I think I've mentioned that I had a lot of oatmeals. So I always try to experiment with the oatmeal. Sometimes I mix it with yogurt, sometimes I mix it with curd, and sometimes milk, different sort of milks, and different combinations, fruits and flavors. So that's how I got to know that there are oats is just an ingredient. There's a lot that can be done and make it interesting. And especially in India, every state has their own like flavor choices, very different.
Different
and
palates.
age groups also flavor differ. Some people like bitter flavor, some people like sweet flavor. For us, a mango is something that sells a lot. It's too sweet, but people like sweet, right? So that sells well. And we have thought through this, and the idea is to make flavors very palatable for Indian audience. So we launched initial flavors like mango, mocha, choconut, kulfi, and strawberry swirl, which is very easy to adapt. And we infuse it with protein. So when there are a lot of studies which shows that just oats can increase the blood insulin level for the consumers. So we've added chia seeds, like seeds, protein, so that it can give you a kickstart through the day, and your energy levels can sustain for a longer period of time, and it keeps you full for at least 3 to 4 hours. So that was the idea, and that's how we made it interesting and tasty for the consumers like that.
And did you do it differently for, say, South India and North India?
No, so we have done it. We have tried 2 flavors. Some flavors are a little darker, less sweeter, and some flavors are more sweeter. Like almond kulfi and mango is on a sweeter side of things. Mocha, chocolate is less sweet.
And so in terms of getting feedback from the customers, I'm assuming that you did speak to a lot of your people that are consuming oats. So what kind of feedback did you get from them? Of course, it'll be varied in terms of flavor and sweetness, but any specific unique insight that you didn't think would come up?
Yeah, so initially we hosted around 85 offline events. We started from Kota, then we moved to Delhi, then Delhi, Bangalore, Bombay. In total, we have hosted more than 85 offline events. And in that 85, we met a lot of consumers from different age groups and different areas. For some of the events are in gyms, some of the events are in colleges, your co-working spaces, office spaces, and random street like Connaught Place, Church Street, all these places like that. So one thing that very evidently we have seen is that people are loving the taste of it. Like whoever tastes the product, 85% of the people are immediately buying the product. So we've seen the conversion happening right there, and they're not just saying it, they're paying the money and buying the product.
So the product is strong.
Yeah, the taste factor is something that comes out really well for us, and we thought ki protein factor is something that speaks out well for us, but everybody saying that tastier, and we had a call with like 500 consumers.
Acha.
All of them have said कि यार taste first, then protein. So second factor is different for a lot of people, but first factor is something that
Taste
keep on
was the
coming,
consistent
taste. So that's how we end up creating like a ridiculously tasty thing. So that was the new theme about the product.
And so if someone wants to start,
Right.
so what is the procedure? कि मतलब you got the idea कि मेरे को oats बनाना है. You
Right.
tried different recipes.
Right.
Now what is the formal way or the commercial way to do it? How does someone go about create a recipe, create a formulation?
So how we did is the initial ideation was us like know कि what all ingredients we want to use, what all ingredients we don't want to use.
ठीक है.
So we have made a list of it. Then I've seen is there any similar brands in India or USA who's doing something similar. So we found one brand in USA who's doing something similar. We have taken inspiration from them. Then we got to finalize some sort of flavors. Ki, these are the 10 flavors that we want to experiment on, and whichever tastes better, we'll try to do it. Then we hired a food technologist, like a freelance food technologist, who can help us with all the commercials and the professional side of things. Like there should be this much of protein, this much of sodium, and all these stuff. So that technologist helped us do that. And
How much does a technologist like this charge?
Yeah,
A ballpark मतलब?
Yeah, it totally depends on the product and the category.
ठीक है.
For us, we have built everything very, very frugally. So like less than 10K for us. Okay. So,
Is it 10K per product, 10K per flavor?
like it's 10K for 2 flavors, so it's roughly 20,000 to 25,000 for
the product oats as a okay.
all the product. But in general, but that's also because we have built that relationship with the food technologist, and it has taken more time for us to like launch that product. If somebody have enough money, they can easily do it in 50 to 1 lakh, and they can execute the flavors in like 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
For us, it has taken like 30 days.
And where do you find food technologists like this? मतलब, how do you contact them? LinkedIn.
Like you can just put up a story and people will reach out to you with different tools. I think LinkedIn is the best platform. Like we have found like everybody from LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah.
And ठीक है, फिर once the formulation is done, how do you find manufacturers for that formulation who's ready to give a product like this?
So one mistake that I've done in my previous company was the manufacturing thing. So this time we started with the manufacturing, and because in food, a lot of brands, like the brands we inspire from, like Whole Truth and all these people, have created their own manufacturing facilities from day one. Why is that? Because everybody wants to maintain the standardization. Everybody wants to like keep the quality like bang on. And because once the scales start coming up, there are high chances of adulteration. A lot of times the product is not coming same, like same formulation, same vendor, but there are a lot of times product is not coming at the par. So that was the problem that we have identified, and we thought, okay, let's do the manufacturing in-house. And one more reason behind it was कि हमें creating our own facility is cheaper than fulfilling their MOQs.
Okay.
So
अच्छा इतना डेल्टा था.
So that's how we take this decision कि यार हमें खुद का करना है, and let's start it from Kota itself, and we tied up with this NGO of 200 women. They helped us with the supply chain, they helped us with the initial manforce, and that's how we end up creating it. Initially everything was doing by hands. Now after the round we are able to like put some sort of machinery, doing it automize the and everything in house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit about your products. The first time I came across goat was when my roommate was hosting a stall right next to yours, and she tried the oats and she got back 5 packets, and then we had it the entire week. So we fell in love with the product and we consume it very frequently. So how did you maintain a standard quality control pattern when you were doing things manually in manufacturing?
So for us, the composition is not that difficult initially, because most of the stuff is putting things together. We're not doing any sort of emulsifiers, stabilizers, and so that's why the blending is not that complicated. So we've set fixed SOPs. My younger brother is helping me with the manufacturing part of things. So there's all the time there's somebody who's taking care of that there's no error there, and that's how we managed somehow. And the scale was not that such. Once we got the scale, we hired people to take care of the key, like the quality checks are there. Our food technologists keep on like checking, visiting the facility in Kota if everything is going right or not. So that's keep on happening, and yeah, that's how we are trying to manage the inventory. This now comes the time where the demand is increased in such a way that we need more people to manage that and stuff like that. So
Very nice. Just to understand the first situation. So what was the number of the first batch of oats you made? What was the first flavor you actually decided on? Could you tell us about that?
So the first flavor that we actually manufactured was a mocha marvel. It's I personally love coffee.
Okay.
So that's why we want to do mocha first. Because that's is something that I can tell कि यार अच्छा है कि नहीं है, because I am the consumer for the
First consumer for that.
for the product, right? So we started with mocha. I think in the first day we have manufactured somewhere around 300-400 packets.
Okay. And what is the scale right now?
So so now we are manufacturing somewhere around 1500 packets a day.
Okay.
1500 to like we are manufacturing 1500, but we have a capacity of 2500 to 3000 a day.
This is after you bought new machines and everything.
Yeah, like we still like don't see the full potential of that machine. We didn't like utilize it properly. But mostly right now we're making 1400, 1500 a day. But in next 2 weeks we'll start making 3000 to 4000 a day.
Okay. So once formulation is done, manufacturing is done. So what is the legal requirements that someone needs to start in this? FSSAI license, barcoding, all of that?
Here in India, it's not that complex when we talk about food licenses. It's for a person like us, it's good, but for people like who's consuming, it's a little difficult. You need basic licenses like FSSAI, and it depends on the category as well. For us, it's FSSAI and the lab reports, like NABL certified lab reports is something that you need.
Lab reports are used for the nutritional
fact, and that the lab should be certified by NABL.
Okay.
So that's how like you can only put data which is there.
Acha, ठीक है.
Right.
And what is the how much time does it take to get this license, and how much does it cost to procure this license?
So roughly for state license it takes 2000 to 2500 rupees.
Acha.
And it's not that expensive. On per flavor report it's roughly 5000 rupees. So 5,000 for like if we have 6 flavors, so we paid 30,000 for 6 lab reports.
Okay.
And do you have to renew these lab reports, and how frequently, or is it batch wise, or how does it go?
Preferably 3 to 4 months, but it can easily go up to 6 to 8 months. Like preferably, like we do it at every 3 to 4 months, but people are doing it 6 to 8 months also. And FSI every year.
FSA is renewed every year.
Every year.
Okay. So for each state you have to get a different license?
There are 2 options. One is state license, second is central license.
Okay.
So now we, after a while, we are taking central license. That license is expensive. It takes roughly 40,000.
So someone who's doing a D2C brand would have to take a...
But initially when somebody is starting, they don't want to like, don't know where are they heading. So it's comparatively... State licensing is something too easier to enter with, but when you know कि यार अब it's scaling up, अब जरूरत पड़ने वाली है आगे, तो that's
so if I get a state license, for example, my office is in Gurgaon, I take a state license for Haryana itself. So can I sell outside of Haryana?
Yeah, through Amazon stuff you can.
Okay, ठीक है.
But when you're selling through D2C website, anything like that, you need state license.
You need state license. Okay. So, and how big do you think is the health and nutrition market in India? What are some major players?
Yeah, it's grown very rapidly from past few years, and last time we have checked, it's 30 billion. We're expanding, like planning, reaching 2030, it's 30 billion.
Okay.
And a lot of space coming up. Gut is something which is like a grown market. Market which is keep on growing. Protein is like something which is like right now it's like oversaturated for. That's what I feel. But better for you products is a category. There's new protein category.
What are better for you products?
Like anything which is better for you. For example, Go Zero as an ice cream is better for you. Like it's
a better alternative.
Better alternative than a regular ice cream, but it's still not the best. But it's better for you.
Better, ठीक है.
Yeah. So there are protein laddus which are coming up. There are fruit, good namkeens, which is
And any space you think that's untapped, yeah, have the potential ki yahan bhi gap hai, something could be built?
So yeah, we are exploring yeast protein as a category, and there's this brand called Super U who just started with the yeast protein trend market. It's from the microorganism.
It's, I guess it's easy to digest and
It's easy to digest. It's a alternative which is non-dairy,
okay.
and but it's tastier than your plant protein. So it can solve for the taste plus the non-dairy thing for the consumers.
Okay.
So yeah.
So there was this another gap that we saw in the market for the healthy drinks like
Right.
prebiotic sodas.
Right.
So in India, in Western markets, there are brands like Poppy, Olipop who are already doing it. Poppy recently got acquired for $1.9 billion by Pepsi. So, but I don't think there's any particular brand in India who's targeting this. There have been sparkling water, flavored sparkling water, zero sugar, but nobody is marketing it or positioning it that way. So, what is your say on that?
So there are I know a brand called Neopop. They are coming up with like new age sodas, and they are doing. The taste is pretty well. They are also like some. The positioning is very similar to poppy soda, which is a healthier alternative to soda, which is not the best, better for you product, which is not the best, but less sugar, more Indianized flavor like mango and stuff like that, and. So yeah, definitely a space, and I think QC as a channel has opened all the gates for like new players in soda market and stuff like that, because earlier it was very difficult to enter, and because of distribution challenges. But now anything and can work, and our first product was a beverage drink. Vizag is a beverage, right?
Yeah.
It can just be consumed like that. But if QC was there, we might have the potential to work out. But today it might work out, but the timing was wrong. But for what I can feel is, I think the timing is right for the soda like that. So yeah. When you talk about like beverages, it's difficult to enter if you don't have enough capex, because the development cost is higher, the MOQs are higher.
Okay.
So, for example, if we launched so we started everything under 5 lakh rupees.
Okay.
So like in which 2 lakh is from government of Rajasthan, 3 lakhs is my personal savings. So from that money, we are able to reach a stage जहाँ पे हमने प्रोडक्ट की पैकेजिंग डिज़ाइन कर ली थी, लोगो हो गया था, सारे लाइसेंसेज हो गए थे, फाइनल प्रोडक्ट हाथ में आ गया था, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग भी उसमें आ गया था, और उसी पैसे से हमने 40 लाख का रेवेन्यू भी कर लिया था.
ओके.
तो मतलब उस 5 लाख से हमने इतना कुछ कर लिया.
जो स्टार्टिंग इनिशियल ट्रैक्शन वो कहाँ से है, मतलब वाज इट परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग?
नो, इट्स पॉपअप्स, ऑफलाइन इवेंट्स. सो एवरी ऑफलाइन इवेंट्स फॉर अस इज प्रॉफिटेबल. मतलब जो भी हमने इवेंट किए, हर इवेंट में हम रफली 30 to 40% नेट बचाते थे.
नेट? हाँ. ओके.
तो मतलब उसमें 30-40% हमारा पैसा बच रहा होता था हमेशा. दैट्स व्हाई वी एबल टू होस्ट 85 इवेंट्स. हमें कस्टमर इनसाइट भी मिल रहे थे, हमें उनसे फीडबैक और किस तरह टाइम पे वो कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं वो सारी चीज़ें भी हो रही थी, और टेस्टिंग भी हो रही थी, प्रोडक्ट मार्केट वैलिडेशन मिल रहा था, और पैसा का पैसा आ रहा था. तो वी आर एबल टू एक्सपेरिमेंट हेयर एंड देयर फ्रॉम दैट मनी. जो मैं एक्स्ट्रा बच रहा था, हमने कभी मेटा पे चला के देख लिया, हमने कभी कोई ब्रांड एक्टिवेशन कर लिया इधर उधर, और different things we are keep on trying, more flavors we are experimenting on and stuff like that. तो उसी वजह से, but if we talk about beverage as a category, ये सेम चीज़ करने में शायद 10-15 लाख रुपए लग जाते हैं. ओके. तो it totally depends on the category, और उस 10-15 लाख में भी हम शायद 2 फ्लेवर लॉन्च कर पाते हैं. अच्छा. हमने 6 कर दिए, तो that was the difference.
Why the big difference in the cost of beverage versus?
Because bottling cost is something which is more, right? मतलब you need the capex for the manufacturer is also high, so they need to cover that, and for us it's lesser, so it's the fair deal between the two.
And talking about the distribution channels, so for someone who's starting, what are some easy distribution channels to get, and how does it become difficult, or what are some difficulties as the distribution channel grows?
Yeah, like I also mentioned it on my Instagram as well. The best way somebody can start is doing the events and pop-ups, because that's where you'll get the maximum amount of validation and the consumer insight. Secondly, you should list your products to Amazon or any other marketplace, because people are searching for a category like that.
No, but with the QC, is the marketplace still relevant for? It's relevant. Something for F&B?
Yeah, it's still relevant. For us and for many other brands who like we talk to, who we like have some mentors there. So for them, Amazon still holds a very good share of business.
Achha.
And it's easier to start with Amazon and any other marketplace because no QC will take you seriously unless you have some sort of numbers.
Okay.
So and Amazon is a very good validation point because there are 100 brands listed there. People are for example, 100 oat brands are there, and if somebody is picking you from that 100 is a validation from the QC कि भाई 100 ब्रांड में भी अगर ये एक कर रहा है तो यहाँ तो 10 ही है, इसमें भी एक कर ही लेगा.
So to be listed on QC, you need proof of work पहले.
Proof of work is required.
अच्छा.
So yeah, good numbers. And Amazon is something which can give you good validation क्योंकि वहाँ पे आप reviews नहीं खरीद सकते, आप को बेचना ही पड़ेगा. People can see कितने पैकेट बिके हैं, कितने नहीं बिके हैं, वो सब चीज़ें. तो and it's easier to list there. Now it's very easy. One person can operate from there. You don't need a team to start the Amazon, anything like that. So, and it's a one-person job. So it gives you enough validation कि customer आ रहे हैं, product खरीद रहे नहीं खरीद रहे, and they'll take care of your delivery, logistics, everything is taken care by them. So yeah, I think first can be pop-ups, then your marketplaces, then you can side by side experiment with D2C. It totally depends on the category as well for D2C. Like protein water might not work in D2C because it's a picking, like you might crack gyms. Like we also listed our products in Anytime Fitnesses, Cults, उनके stores पे to see if people are picking the products from there or not.
And how was the traction from there?
It was decent, but the problem like in distribution like this is your money recovery cycle. So why not we prefer not to do offline is क्योंकि जो हमारे पास वैसे ही पैसा कम था तो हम उनको बहुत टाइम तक दे नहीं सकते थे. हमें क्रेडिट साइकिल बहुत लंबी हो गई थी हमारे लिए 30 to 60 days. और जहाँ हम पॉपअप कर रहे हैं सेम डे पैसा हाथ में आ रहा है, तो भी बोला है कि जो पैसा हाथ में जल्दी आ रहा है उसको इन्वेस्ट करने में ज़्यादा फायदा है.
एंड मार्केट प्लेसेस का क्या टाइमलाइन होता है फॉर सेटलमेंट?
इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स कैटेगरी टू कैटेगरी, बट फॉर अस इट्स 7 to 10 days. For D2C, it's 3 to 4 days.
How does someone enter into a GT or general trade, modern trade? What are some challenges there?
Yeah, the major challenges that like a brand like us face is firstly to enter the GTMT, and there are so many brands in the shelf that you need to invest a lot of money in somebody to stand there to keep on trying your products to the consumers. That's the only way.
Where does the investment go? Do you buy the shelf place? What happens?
You buy the shelf space. You also invest in the person who's standing there, so that कि आपका product हर किसी को taste करा सके, और taste करे बिना कोई लेगा नहीं क्योंकि आपके brand को कोई जानता नहीं है. Plus the money only come in when the product got sold. राइट, तब तक प्रोडक्ट बिकेगा नहीं, वो पैसा आएगा नहीं.
अच्छा.
तो वही क्रेडिट साइकिल इज समथिंग दैट विल किल यू in a longer period of time, but you can always experiment. You can just try with maybe 1 or 2 good ones in the like whatever is working on for you, and you can ask them कि आप please खरीद लो instead of paying after 21 days. आप 5 पीस ले लो, 2 पीस ले लो, और वैसा करके you can try that.
Okay.
It might work.
And फिर you have sorted distribution channel, you have sorted manufacturing, formulation. Now comes the scaling part or the marketing part. How does someone go about it? And you also recently raised funds from VCs and angels. So how does someone raise funds in this in this industry? What traction do people show?
Yeah, so when we started raising the funds, before raising the funds, we were like able to like got decent sort of validation from the consumer कि customer को product पसंद आ रहा है. And the problem rise from my personal journey जहाँ पे whatever problems I faced, that's how I ended up creating the product. So from that money we have reached a decent size platform जहाँ पे हमने overall अच्छा revenue किया था. Monthly हम कुछ नहीं थे, and the time we got the money हम 0 revenue पे आ गए थे. तो we were like कि हम pre-revenue भी round raise कर रहे हैं.
Okay.
And we raised the round pre-revenue. People bet on the story, on the product, and on us as a individual कि हम कुछ शायद कर लेंगे. तो products और उस पे यार revenue वगैरह हमारा कुछ नहीं था, यही समझो कि pre-revenue ही था वो. And it's just the people यार, they believed in the product. They some people like the idea of the like breakfast problem is actually valid कि हाँ यार breakfast broken है और मतलब क्या ही options है अगर आप तुम भी सोचो कि अगर breakfast healthy breakfast के option क्या है पोहा उपमा डोसा पराठा ये सारे light options है जिसमें पराठा तो light भी नहीं है but all the options are very high in carbs low in your protein high in sugars so there's enough valid space for us and that's how we started we only need one yes to be very honest किसी भी एक जने से आपको yes मिल जाता तो you'll get that momentum
Okay.
so we got that one yes with from Deep sir like he's founder of Sirona तो उन्होंने yes बोला उसके बाद तो हमें लगा कि बस अब तो हो गया राउंड और करते करते we reached to a lot of people and friends connected me with a lot of friends so we got this angels Deep sir is one of them Dhruv Kohli Boba Bhai First Coffee founders then D2C Insider led the round and that's how we like ended up on the money front but it's a long term process right we started the round roughly around your Diwali time
and so October November
sort of November और मनी बैंक में आते आते फेब एंड मार्च हो गया था
okay
तो 3-4 महीने और द टाइम यू आर चेजिंग द मनी आपका बिजनेस पे बिल्कुल ध्यान नहीं होता है अच्छा टीम तो है ही नहीं इतनी अर्ली स्टेज पे ज़्यादा तो समहाउ वी मैनेज्ड एंड करते करते फेब में आते थे हम पैसे बिल्कुल जीरो हो गए थे फिर मार्च से हमने एक तरह से रीस्टार्ट किया पूरा
प्री रेवेन्यू अगेन
तो इट्स लाइक अ रीस्टार्ट बिजनेस from that we have grown very rapidly for the revenue part Feb was zero March में हमने कुछ 3-4 लाख किया था then April came to 8-9 May we are doing 13-14 June May we are doing roughly 20-22 and July we are doing projecting like roughly 30ish so then the time when we like keep on raising funds again we'll start talking to the people From this fund, the idea is to reach to at least 5,000-10,000 customers, get more validation, get the story right, and also to like figure out a way to like get the next round of funds.
Because what's the distribution channel you're using?
We're using Amazon, Amazon B2B website, and we about to list on QC, like Instamart and.
So when you list on QC, तो फिर वो sales खुद ही
the sale will grow, but it's an expensive channel as of this point. But yeah, we are planning to get live on our Instamart is done, and which will soon be live on Blinkit.
Okay.
There's so much going on in your life with every stage of the product. What does a day in your life look like?
So a good day, there are two sort of days, a good day and a bad day. On a good day, I like wake up around 6:30. I take an hour of me writing stuff, then I work out, then I eat properly. I try to reach the office 10:30. Like first from 10 to 11 I work from home and then I reach office around 11:30. And then a lot of meetings, hustle and dart to people around that. Then around 8-ish, I'll be back home, dinner, prep for the next day, and that's what a good day looks like. On a bad day, I may be waking up at 9:30, and like meetings, a lot of meetings, a lot of mad. Like things are growing up. Sometimes our box got out of stock. Sometimes product is not there. The inventory and everything is like breaking as of now. You have a lot of investor calls, follow-up meetings. तो वहाँ डांट पड़ जाती है. और then like we are the biggest challenge as of now is for us is building the team. Finding the right set of folks because we don't have too much money to give, and so we need high intent, high ownership people who can like, come early and can take ownership and see the longer picture for us and. We are lucky to find few people like that, and so yeah, that's how a bad day looks like. And like on bad days we'll be working for till like 11:30 and don't have time for like ourselves. So yeah.
And do weekends look the same as well?
Yeah, we prefer to work on Saturdays and Sundays as well.
And does this impact your social life?
I think we are like enjoying it personally. I think because of the social life I have, I've met a lot of good people who helped me. Because to be very honest, I come from a city where there's no sort of exposure of talking to people, meeting good people who have built businesses, who have smart businesses. Initially, 10 lakh was a number जो लगता था कि बहुत ही बड़ा नंबर है या कैसे वो होगा, पर अब लगता है कि नहीं यार, एक शायद दिस कैन बी वन डे सेल एज वेल. तो वो एक्सपोजर तभी मिलता है जब आप लोगों से बात करते हो, आप मिलते हो. तो आई थिंक दैट इज समथिंग दैट इज लैकिंग in a city like me, and that's why I moved also to Delhi to get some sort of exposure. Nothing like, not just disrespecting the city, just the exposure is not there. So yeah.
So it's important to balance both of that. मतलब work भी, social भी.
I think
it only helps in your work, I guess. Then
for the first year of things, majority of the time I am meeting people, I'm talking to them, I'm trying to figure out my GTM, I'm trying to figure out how can I raise money, how can I like get better in terms of pitching, in terms of product, everything like that, and very less on business. I think that was my mistake back then, but that eventually helped me raise the round when it was required. Otherwise, I don't come from a pedigree college, I don't come from a like something that they can bet on me, but the people have bet on me because of all these things, right? So that's eventually helped me in a longer period of time.
And outside of working, what hobbies do you have, or what do you?
Yeah, I used to work out a lot. I used to play a lot. I used to play basketball. Now I play some of the other sport, whatever is there. Like I can play like any sport.
Pickleball?
Is it a sport anymore? Yeah, we used to play pickleball. We used to play badminton. Today I'm late because I'm playing golf. So yeah.
Very active. Wow.
And how does it feel? Like your family's back in Kota, you're here alone. So how does it feel? And like, what are your friends or your flatmates? How do they help? How do they support you?
So I think friends play a like very, very big role for me though personally, because we don't have an initial team, right? So I have a friend who's super creative. Who helped me with the packaging, back shoots, Shark Tank scripting and stuff like that. I have a friend who's good with your in general just to talk to, right? When you are stuck somewhere, you can just go to them, talk to them कि यार यहाँ अटक गए, and he somehow managed to give a right answer and he is able to do it. Then a lot of friends are always there working for us as an operations in like for pop-ups. We have most of the times my friends were there at the pop-ups. They are doing it with me, without me, and so yeah, I think friends were the initial team. Initial 6 to 8 months with them only, and without them, I don't think we'll be able to like stick to the business, right? So yeah, that is very important. And one of my friends is staying in Gurgaon, and so one of my friends is staying in Gurgaon, and when I'm moving from Kota to Gurgaon, I don't have a place to stay, right? So for the longest time, I've stayed with him, and that's how I managed my rents initially. We're not taken salaries from a year and 1.5 years, right? So this is how we are somewhat managing the staying part of it, and the only way I'm able to work from Gurgaon is this, that somebody can help me manage the overall expenses.
One more question I get. What happens is with our age group, they want to see very early traction, they want to see some revenue, they want to see some numbers. So matlab, you were on it for 1.5 years. Now things have started to pick up. So what मतलब किस वजह से, या what was the motivation factor behind it कि this will work, I'll keep on working on it, you're giving so much time and everything?
Yes, some or the other things are working. If not revenue, like metric can be different for everyone, right? For me, my network is building. For me, the customer love that is there is building. The customer validation is something that is keep on rising for us at that point of time. So we are betting on that, and on good days we have seen revenue, and I know for a fact if I'll focus more on the revenue part of things, it will grow. But I was focusing more on meeting the people and focusing on that. So for me, that metric is working well. So that what is something I think you should know what metrics is you as an individual are chasing, and if you're getting that, I think you'll be satisfied around it.
Did you ever have a low point in the entire journey where you just felt like बंद करना है अभी?
बंद करना है तो वाला तो नहीं आया इन जनरल, मतलब लो पॉइंट तो आते ही रहते हैं कि मतलब अब नहीं कर रहा, अब बस बर्न आउट हो गया है, अब और नहीं हो रहा. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ दैट हैपेंस व्हेन पीपल अराउंड यू आर नॉट कमिंग अलोंग, राइट? मतलब when you were low, there should be people around you who are motivated enough to pull you through that. But since I'm a sole founder, that was the time where friends plays a big role for me, like a person like me, where they'll help me come out of that, and they help me figure out all these things. So yeah, I think low points those are part of it. And some of the other days, like I think one or more things that helped me in the low points are the like the good days that we have spent, right? So that good days helped us move through it, and it's definitely a long-term game. But it's a long-term game, but there should be a deadline to it, right? You cannot just spend all your year building something which is not giving you any fruit. So that's how we ended up getting like switching off Vizag and moving to Goat. And I've seen a lot of like common friends who have done this mistake कि एक आइडिया चालू कर लिया तो इतना घुल गए उसमें कि 3-4 साल उसमें ही निकाल दिए, और अभी भी निकलने का नाम नहीं दे रहे, जबकि वो कुछ कर नहीं पा रहे उनके लिए. So this is a problem that a lot of founders face, but there should be a point. जैसे हमने भी I think we have done this challenge जहाँ पे हमने 3 महीने का चैलेंज किया था कि अगर इस नंबर ऑफ रेवेन्यू तक नहीं पहुंचे तो विल शट द बिजनेस.
ओके,
ठीक है, कुछ भी कैसा भी चल रहा हो, नहीं चलेगा तो बंद कर देंगे. तो वी हैव रीच्ड दैट नंबर, एंड वी हैव रीच्ड दैट नंबर इन द लास्ट 3 days ऑफ द चैलेंज, राइट? तो इवेंचुअली वो हो गया, तो हम चला रहे हैं अभी तक भी. तो दैट वाज हाउ.
सो यू शुड नो योर डेडलाइंस की.
हाँ, मतलब कुछ चीज़ों को डेडलाइन देना पड़ेगा,
क्या एक्सटेंड तक आपको वो करना है.
हाँ.
Okay.
And how are you consistent? Like things with pop-up stores, I'm sure you went to at least a lot of the initial few pop-ups before your friends took over and other people. So how do you stay consistent with going there early in the morning or whatever time you have to be there and do the exact same thing with every third person that's coming by for hours and hours on end? How do you not get bored?
It is hectic sometimes, and I think for us the pop-up timing was, because since we are doing a lot of gyms, it was we have to reach there at 6:30 in the morning, stand there till 10:30 in the morning. In the evening you have to go from 5 to again 10:30. So it's a very weird timing to be in a space, right? क्योंकि तुम्हारा दिन भी नहीं बचा, रात भी नहीं बची, कहाँ जाओ तुम दिन भर. So that time I think only thing that motivates you is the money coming in, and from pop-ups gives us a lot of revenue to like go for the next days. So option होता था खुश होके दुखी होके, मतलब जाना तो पड़ता ही था. So that was the only way, and we are not doing it in a similar space, right? We are doing in different cities, different audience, different groups. So it's keep on getting better for us and interesting, because you're meeting a lot of people, right? So one of the friends I've met because of whom I'm able to meet a lot of people is from pop-ups, right?
अच्छा.
The best people I've met in life is through pop-ups. So I'm thinking in that way कि भाई कोई तो अच्छा ऐसा मिल जाएगा जो पूरा मतलब हमारे लिए बदल सकता है, right? So that's how it worked out for us.
Who is that one person off the top of your head? Because I feel like you have a story that you're relating this to. So what is that story?
So I have a friend called Shashank. So he is the one who like the first, like I'm hosting a pop-up in a co-work. And he came to me कि यार अच्छा प्रोडक्ट है. उसने प्रोडक्ट नहीं खरीदा, उसने बहुत सा फीडबैक दिया. ही मोटिवेटेड मी ऑन द डे 1 कि यार बहुत अच्छा प्रोडक्ट है, बहुत ऊपर जाएगा, ठीक है. तो मैंने कहा कि खरीद के जा भाई, मेरे को क्या करना है, मतलब तू ठीक है, ज्ञान तो सब दे जाते हैं. देन व्हाइल आई एम रैपिंग अप दैट शूट, दैट पॉप स्टॉल, तो ही केम टू मी कि भाई मैं एक दिवाली पार्टी में जा रहा हूँ कि तुझे चलना है तो मेरे साथ चल. मतलब इट्स लाइक अ mixer sort of a party.
And you were meeting this guy for the first time?
Yeah.
अच्छा.
तो उसने मतलब कि पहली मीटिंग में चल अब तुम चलो मेरे साथ. तो मैंने कहा ठीक है. तो मैं उसके साथ गया. तो इट्स लाइक अ फर्स्ट मिक्सर कमिंग फ्रॉम Kota. I've never seen a mixer in my life. So it's a startup mixer. There are a lot of people there. Like I think I've met there, Rage founder I've met for the first time, Archie's founder I've met there for the first time, and I was like, भाई ऐसा कुछ भी होता है क्या? So that's how I met him for the first time. Then eventually we start working out together, and because of them I meet a lot of people. Jivraj is one of them.
Okay.
And then we started working out together. So there are a lot of people who I met just because of Shashank. And he's the first. He's like बोलते हैं ना कि एक बंदा होता है जो तुम्हें सबसे पूरा वो करवा देता है. So he's that one person for me.
And talking about you being the solo founder, so कभी ऐसा हुआ है कि there's a need for a co-founder or I need someone who would help me?
Yeah, it happens a lot of time. मतलब I'm still keen on getting somebody like someone else to be my co-founder. और मैं ढूंढा भी बहुत है, ऐसा नहीं ढूंढा नहीं है, but किस्मत ऐसी है कि वो कभी मिल नहीं पाया कोई. So I tried finding a good co-founder who can like take my थोड़ा सा बोझ and come with ownership, can scale the business, help me scale this faster, because it's important from a lot of point of view, like because बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि don't have like there are family emergencies, responsibilities, और इन्वेस्टर को लगता है कि अगर तुम मर गए तो कौन देखेगा, तो all these things are there. So when you raise a bigger round, this is something that comes up कि अगर तुम नहीं रहे तो कौन करेगा.
It's a roadblock.
It's a roadblock.
Okay.
So अगर कुछ भी हो जाता है, कुछ भी किसी भी रीजन की वजह से, तो कंपनी तो खत्म हो जाएगी ना.
Very true.
So
what kind of co-founder would you look for? Like some people, everyone's just like you should have a marketing and a tech person. So what does that look like for D2C?
For anybody who's like for D2C, I think a generalist who can like execute things at a very fast pace, and somebody I'll be happy if he or she is is active in general, like working out or stuff like that, because then they can relate to the problem even better. And anyone generalist who can take ownership, easy to take feedback to, like in general easier to like can take the feedback, and somebody like that.
Speaking of feedback, what is the hardest conversation you had to have with one of your employees?
We don't have a lot of employees.
How big is your team?
So we have 6-7 people in Kota. So our manufacturing is in-house. So that's why 5 people are there. One is my younger brother, and one facility manager is also there. So there are around total 7. Here we have people of 4-5 people, and mix of somebody takes care of marketplaces, your D2C, and some is helping us with the events and stuff like that. So yeah. Hardest conversation is always, I think we don't have, till now it's a very chill environment for us at this point. So yeah.
And when does the environment become heated in the office? या in general कब हुआ है कि बहुत ज़्यादा stress अचानक से आ गया?
I think होने वाला है, अभी तो नहीं हुआ है. But it will, the time, since the things are scaling very rapidly, and things will like burn right here and there. So that time, I think it's about to come, it's not yet there. So yeah.
What are some do's and don'ts for starting an F&B? मतलब, what are some common mistakes that you did? If you had to start again, what is something you wouldn't do or would do?
Yeah, so loving your product too much is also a problem.
अच्छा.
मतलब for me it is. क्योंकि since I'm having it from a very long time, and I personally love eating oatmeal. तो कई बार बहुत सारे decisions मैं खुद के ऊपर लेता हूँ, जबकि पूरी कंज्यूमर मार्केट मेरे ऊपर नहीं चलती है.
ओके, तो एक पर्सनल बायस आ जाता है.
पर्सनल बायसनेस बहुत ज़्यादा आ जाती है, क्योंकि आई पर्सनली लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ फ्लेवर्स. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल आई लाइक कॉफ़ी, आई लाइक चॉकलेट, बट आई डोंट लाइक स्वीट साइड ऑफ फ्लेवर्स. बट इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द कंज्यूमर पर्सपेक्टिव कि आपके पास होने चाहिए. तो दैट्स व्हाई वी नीड आमंड कुल्फी एंड फ्लेवर्स एट दैट. आई डोंट लाइक स्ट्रॉबेरी सोल एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. तो वो मुझे पसंद नहीं है, बट वो करने पड़े क्योंकि कस्टमर को वो चाहिए. सब कुछ मैं मेरे हिसाब से नहीं कर सकता. सो ऐसे बहुत सारे डिसीजंस हैं जो आ जाते हैं इन द रोड ब्लॉक, जहाँ पे मतलब खुद के ऊपर बायसनेस करके नहीं करना चाहिए. एंड इन कमिंग टाइम ऑल्सो, इन द कमिंग डेज ऑल्सो, कि वी आर प्लानिंग प्रोडक्ट्स विच इज़ अ लॉट मोर क्लोज टू मी. दैट्स व्हाई आई आस्क पीपल हु आर कमिंग इन कि और क्या कर सकते हैं और नया क्या ला सकते हैं, सो दैट कोई थर्ड पर्सपेक्टिव आए इन द फर्म, या कोई और आउटसाइड पर्सपेक्टिव आए, थोड़ा फ्रेशनेस आए थिंकिंग में. तो दिस इज समथिंग दैट इज वी ऑल्सो स्ट्रगल विद, क्योंकि सिंस इट स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम अ प्रॉब्लम, बट उसी में रह के नहीं रह जाना है. So yeah, this is a big challenge for us, and that's the only like because of this, and we are also changing our brand name. So initially the idea इट स्टार्ट विद कि यार ओट मील बनाएंगे और ओट मील से ही पूरा बिजनेस बना देंगे.
ठीक है.
और उस टाइम एक्साइटमेंट में हमने सोचा भी नहीं ज़्यादा. और ना कोई SEO का कुछ देखा ना कुछ. गो ओट करके हमने कर दिया. वो GOAT का ट्रेडमार्क नहीं मिला तो GOOT करके we started it. But the problem that we heard from a lot of people is that कि भाई तुम सिर्फ oat centric होके रह जाओगे. From investors to consumers and even till now people search us as GOAT only, GOAT instead of GOAT. So that was a challenge that we faced in general. तो उसकी वजह से हमें लगा कि कुछ ऐसा होगा but consumer perspective कुछ और था, investor perspective कुछ और था. तो वो सब चीज़ें प्रॉब्लमेटिक होती है. दैट्स व्हाई वी चेंजिंग अ ब्रांड नेम फ्रॉम गोट टू गोट लाइव सो दैट वी डोंट बी जस्ट लाइक अ ओट मील ब्रांड बट मोर ऑफ अ हेल्थी एंड वेलनेस ब्रांड. एंड विद दिस इंटेंट जहाँ पे वी वांट people to get better in whatever like to get better in whatever way possible. For somebody it can be if they are doing 1,000 steps a day, to do 1,500 is also a good mentality for you.
Okay.
For a cricket example, Virat Kohli is not what we do. We are somebody like Shubman Gill or somebody who's about to be that, and in this transition of becoming that. So we are for them, not who are not for the ones who are already at that stage.
The people who are starting their transformational journey or something like that.
Not just transformation. It can be anything. Maybe can be waking up early in the morning can be one thing. Can be doing the first yoga session can be one thing. Any point of time, the mentality is something that we stand for, not just the final outcome out of it.
You mentioned you make a lot of decisions, obviously, right? And you have the last say in everything, or do the investors have that?
Like a lot of people have a lot of say in us for us because I don't come from a very heavy background. I didn't work in a lot like in a corporate structure and stuff like that. So I keep on like I have different set of mentors, friends who help me in a different set of times. For somebody who's like one person like Ripunjay, he's a founder of Well-Versed. So he's very ops heavy. We understand the ops very well. So he helped me with the structure of how my facility should look like on a paper and pen. So whatever he say, I'll do it. Okay, on the ops side of things. For investor side of things, Jivraj is somebody who's helped me, guide me. तो जो भी जिवराज बोलेगा तो I'll take that call for. तो ऐसे 2-4 लोग होने चाहिए जहाँ पे फंसो क्योंकि you cannot take all the decisions just by yourself क्योंकि co-founder नहीं है. तो ऐसे 2-4 लोग होने चाहिए who will help you in different decisions and areas, and it can be anything and everything for the person. Like, so yeah, I think that helped me a lot.
And how do you find these mentors?
Yeah, just meeting a lot of people. Yeah. It can be pop-ups, it can be LinkedIn, it can be directly reaching out to them, and a lot of mixes are happening nowadays. So you will find people.
Did any of those decisions go south?
A lot of times, yeah.
And the biggest one?
Biggest south decision. I think we're still in between of it. That we started the brand as a drinkable oatmeal, right? But 50% of the people are having it with a spoon, and 50% of the people are having it like drinking it. And same question comes: some people are soaking it overnight, and some people are just soaking it for 2-3 minutes and having it immediately. So what should be the positioning looks like? कि हम उसको drinkable बोलें, कि हम उसको spoon से normal खाने वाले oats बोलें, कि हम उसको overnight oats बोलें, कि उसको instant protein oats बोलें. तो that is something we still struggling with and figuring out कि क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. But eventually जैसे हम और customers से interact करेंगे और लोगों से बात करेंगे तो we might able to like come to a conclusion around that area. तो वो तो अभी तक भी चल ही रहा है decision making का problem.
तो ये जो consumer behavior that you're observing between the kind of people that are taking your product, is there anything unique that you found that you did not expect at all?
Yeah, like for initially meeting them shows कि यार ठीक है taste first है, but मतलब अगर वो ओवरनाइट सोक भी कर रहे हैं ना तो उनके लिए सम सॉर्ट ऑफ कन्वीनियंस इज देयर. दैट इज समथिंग दे लाइक आई ऑल्सो नॉट एबल टू जस्टिफाई फ्रॉम माई साइड ऑफ थिंग्स. बट उनको है, क्यों है? क्योंकि उनको बस प्रोडक्ट मिल्क में ऐड ही तो करना है और मिल्क में ऐड करते ही बस उनका सुबह उनको लेके निकलना है। पर ये साइड ऑफ थिंग मैंने सोची नहीं थी मेरे साइड से, कि मुझे लगा था कि ठीक है वो करेंगे, इसमें कन्वीनियंस फैक्टर तो नहीं है, उनके लिए हेल्थ फैक्टर पहले होगा या फिर उनके लिए आपका टेस्ट फैक्टर पहले होगा, प्रोटीन फैक्टर पहले होगा, बट उनके लिए कन्वीनियंस इज समथिंग दैट इज वर्किंग आउट। इन द मॉर्निंग ऑल्सो दे आर जस्ट एडिंग इट इन अ सिपर शेकर, हम बहुत छोटा सा एक सिपर देते हैं तो उसमें वो ऐड करके ले जाते हैं अपनी मील, ऑटो में खा लेते हैं, कैब्स में खा लेते हैं, फ्रिज ऑफिस में जाके ले जाके बस पैकेट रख लेते हैं अपने पास। मिल्क मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑफिसेज में होता है तो वहाँ वो बना लेते हैं।
सो एक अलग पोजिशनिंग का आपको
अलग पोजिशनिंग, कन्वीनियंस इज समथिंग दैट वर्कड आउट रियली वेल फॉर अस, कि उनके लिए सुपर कन्वीनियंट हो गया है। एंड इन टुडेज टाइम वेयर QC सब लोग 10 मिनट में डिलीवरी दे रहे हैं, वो सब चीज़ें हैं, 10 मिनट में खाना आ रहा है, तो दिस इज समथिंग विच इज़ वर्किंग रियली वेल फॉर अस।
ओके,
What kind of future products are you looking at?
We are exploring everything which is taste first, but then the convenience part is also there. So we focus, like whatever we build, we'll focus on taste, health and convenience. We'll try to make a circle out of it कि यार ये तीनों circles में fit होना चाहिए, कि आपका taste first है, then comes your convenience, then comes your health. So we are thinking about protein cookies, we are thinking about smoothies and everything, and mostly that can solve for your breakfast purposes, because when you start your day right, when your first meal of the day is right, there are high chances that second meal, third meal also will be the right meals, right? It will set your overall momentum for the day. So that's how we want to pitch in here कि यार जब भी आप पहला मील अपना राइट खाते हो तो आपको पूरा दिन ऑटोमेटिकली अच्छा जाता है, क्योंकि 70% चांसेस आर देयर कि आप सेकंड मील भी हेल्दी खाओगे, और उसका सेकंड मील भी हेल्दी खा लिया तो 40 to 50% चांसेस आर देयर कि आप थर्ड मील भी हेल्दी खाओगे। तो दैट्स हाउ इट कम्स लाइक अ होल सर्कल, एंड वी माइट एंड अप, वी आर स्टार्टिंग विद ब्रेकफास्ट एज अ कैटेगरी, बट वील वांट टू कवर स्नैकिंग एज एन ऑप्शन, लंच एज एन ऑप्शन, डिनर एज एन ऑप्शन इन लार्जर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम.
Interesting. And if you notice the trends in the industry, like we spoke about a lot of products and you already knew about them, because being someone that's building in this space, you have to be aware of the competition and the market in general. So where do you get your news? Where do you keep up with all the trends? Where do you find, if there's a new product that's been launched, where do you read about it? Or where do you find it first?
I think LinkedIn is something like I'm very active on. Instagram is, I'm not that active, but LinkedIn page you'll get to know about more and more products. You can also look around the in general trend that is happening. For example, when you talk about matcha as a category, it's not there a year back, right? But now you can see it in desserts, you can see it in drinks, you can see here and there. So we are also launching a matcha flavored oatmeal. So this is how, like, whatever it's happening around the world, you can just take some sort of reference from it. You can customize to whatever need is there, and you can do it right there. And it's good to hop around trends because the momentum will help you like go through it.
push the products,
right? And it's obviously the market will be niche for the particular thing and that, but it's good to have that momentum out there.
Interesting. And what do you think about the importance of community building? Because we know that you guys sponsor a lot of events and like Bhag Club, for example. So what do you think about community is sort of leveraging?
Yeah, I think it's very important to build community in today's time, because it keeps you close to the people around you, and it also helps with the previous question where कि मतलब कैसे आप justify करते हो कि बहुत ज़्यादा bias नहीं हो रहा, तो these type of people helps us not be that biased. And we are also trying different communities in today's time. जैसे for example we had an event last week, it's a only women run which happened, and like we are like collaborating with an influencer. So she and we as GOAT is partnering up to create an only women's club in Delhi NCR, which will help people, girls out there to come together, run for like without any judgments, without any worry about being there, and just focus on run instead. So
matlab fitness only.
Fitness only start with that, and we are also collaborating with different events like pickleball events are happening, and I have this idea to do like a sports day sort of a thing, like a nostalgic sports day where we'll call people above 18 to 25, 30.
Something like what happened in a school.
What happened in a school, like sack race, lemon spoon race, all that stuff, like a nostalgic way, but for people like us, and be a part of it. And we curate games जहाँ पे people can actually interact with each other, not just there to be sake of it, but actually meeting new people. And offline experiences is something which is keep on rising in today's time. People crave offline experiences. Brands like Zomato and multiple big brands are acquiring. District is there. Then there's multiple brands are coming up for offline experiences, right? So it's very important.
The number of concerts increasing in India.
Right. But it's also important to see कि आपका budget में वो fit हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है. Community building is something which is a long term thing, right? तो उसका balance होना बहुत important है क्योंकि this is very fun to do, right? But initial first 2 years P&L में बैठता नहीं है वो क्योंकि उसका return long term है. तो वो justify करना becomes very important. So yeah, so you have to play smart initially.
And you started your D2C website, online journey. So what are some things that you'd suggest someone who will start his journey now? How do you, like, for example, F&B is an industry जिसमें AOV बहुत कम होता है generally.
Right.
So how do you increase your AOV, or some tips upon performance marketing?
Yeah, so if somebody is just starting the brand, I think the flow should always be stay close to the consumer. Now, they can choose the path. They can do pop-ups. They can do general trade standing there talking to them. They can do whatever in whatever ways they can just be close to the consumer, right? So firstly that for the AUV part of things, I think AUV building is very important when you are doing website because the CACs are higher, the repeat will come after a while. If you don't have enough money in your bank, you'll die soon. So that was a challenge. But if you have decent money, the best way to do is D2C, and because you'll get actual customer data, you can talk to them, you can have good discussion, and they'll give you insight which nobody can, right? जो तुमने सोचा भी नहीं होगा, they'll give you those sort of insight.
Like the convenience one.
The convenience one, and there's a weird story I'll tell you. So हमारे साथ क्या हुआ था, I was on one of the calls, तो I asked this person कि आप किस टाइम पे प्रोडक्ट खाते हो. हमारा प्रोडक्ट है ब्रेकफास्ट. तो उसने बोला मैं रात के 2 बजे 2 AM पे आई हैव दिस प्रोडक्ट. मैंने कहा ये कैसा टाइम है प्रोडक्ट खाने का, क्योंकि ये तो मतलब बिल्कुल ही हमारा तो कोई से भी दिन के पार्ट में नहीं आ रहा. तो उन्होंने बताया कि यार आई जस्ट हैड अ बेबी, तो मेरे को बिल्कुल टाइम नहीं मिलता. आई हैव टू स्टे अप the whole day, or that's the only time I have for myself, and I crave something. So that's that time I'm having your OT meals. तो मैंने कहा this is a very unique insight that nobody can tell us, right? So that's only can happen through when you take or sell orders to D2C. You'll have that customer data. You're calling them eventually, and this is the feedback that I've heard from a lot of like brand founders, from like all the big players in the consumer space. All stay close to their consumer, talk to them, call them frequently, give enough time, and try that everybody in your team is talking to them, because the context setting is something which is very important.
And I guess फिर सबका एक different POV भी आएगा उसमें.
Different POV आता है, सब लोग अलग अलग क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, और मतलब मैं कितना ही समझा लूंगा टीम को कि हाउ आई एम थिंकिंग, बट व्हेन दे टॉक टू द कंज्यूमर दे विल गेट टू अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम्स बेटर. दे विल ट्राई टू थिंक from a different POV altogether. So I think that really helps when you do it. So yeah, and if you are lucky enough, if you get any of the QC channels, nothing like that.
But फिर QC में वो वाली problem नहीं आ जाती कि you don't get your consumer data, so you're not aware कि who you are selling to, या what is the profile of that customer.
Then it becomes on a category game as well, right? For example, for us, it's a unique product. It's a different category altogether. Overnight oats is something which is not existing that point of time. तो हमारे लिए वो problem आता है. But अगर if you're selling a protein bar, so the category is already existing, right? So it becomes easier for you to sell it on a QC and make some easy money first, than to invest that money on a D2C channel. ठीक है, तो that you can go that route as well. And the priority should be there कि यार आपको क्या करना है. आपको 6 महीने में ऑल इन करके या तो मैं सब कुछ कर लूँ और सब या जीरो पे आ जाऊँ, या फिर मेरे को 1.5-2 साल 3 साल टाइम दे के कंसिस्टेंटली कुछ ना कुछ करना है. एंड बोथ द अप्रोचेस आर गुड, राइट? एटलीस्ट यू हैव द क्लैरिटी, जिस साइड से जाना चल जाओ और डू दैट.
If you were not doing Oats, what would you be doing?
I would love to build something in consumer tech. I'm not a tech side of things, but I love the consumer side of things. So initially I have my friend Utsav, who's from IIT Delhi. He's super techy. He initially helped me with the website and all that stuff. So ही हेल्ड मी दैट, बट उसको कस्टमर्स का बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आता था, तो वो उसका कस्टमर इंसाइट्स या कुछ था, इज टू इनटू टेक कि उसके लिए D2C ब्रांड बनाना बहुत डिफिकल्ट था. नाउ ही इज बिल्डिंग समथिंग इन AI, तो ही आल्सो रेज फंड, ही आल्सो बिल्डिंग इट नाउ, बट eventually down the line I might end up meeting him again and making something in consumer tech is the plan.
Something consumer tech right now in the market which you like.
A brand that I love the most is Zomato.
Huh.
So I personally love the brand, and maybe something to do with health and wellness space. It's still, I think there's a gap between the platforms. Something that can, for example, it's still very tier 1 first. The tier 1 first means कि जो भी हेल्थ ऐप्स हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा tier 1 फोकस हैं अभी भी.
Okay.
मतलब अगर my parents have decent size money to pay for their health, but they are not
Have
aware
the options.
about, or
Okay.
it's hard for them to adopt that, right? So there should be maybe a tier 2 tier city, because health is something जो सबको चाहिए at this point. Tier 1 के लिए choices अलग होगी, maybe they are looking for salads. Tier 2 के लिए, for example, they are doing something like नींबू में शहद डाल के पी लिया. उनके सबके हैक्स अपने अपने अलग हैं, वो उस हिसाब से वो चेंज होते जाते हैं, राइट? तो जितना अवेयरनेस है उस हिसाब से वो कर लेते हैं. तो टुडेज टाइम अभी थोड़ा बहुत प्रोटीन का अवेयरनेस tier 2 में आ गया है, तो दैट्स हाउ ब्रांड्स आर पोजिशनिंग, प्राइसिंग ऐड किया, उनके लिए भी हमें सॉल्व करना है. तो वही पोजिशनिंग में आई वॉन्ट टू सॉल्व फॉर द नॉलेज पार्ट ऑफ थिंग्स, कि यार उनके लिए किसी भी चीज़ को करना आसान हो जाए, खुद को इंजर्ड ना कर लें, समथिंग लाइक दैट.
So would it be more on like a nutritional side or like a
It's
fitness wellness?
like a complete app for the health
One-stop
side of
solution.
for a health side of things. Maybe from your nutrition, if you want to start something out of whatever equipment you have, like something that can solve for everyone.
So in your pop-ups that you did, I'm sure you took a couple of boxes with you every time you went. How
A
many
lot of
boxes did you take?
A lot of boxes. So every time it's proper मजदूरी, ठीक है. Every time we do a pop-up is a proper मजदूरी, क्योंकि हमें हमेशा मतलब हर इवेंट में we have to carry at least 300 packets. I'm the only one doing that because it's very hard to find somebody who can do pop-ups for you. We did once, but the person kept on taking out money from the wallet. So it's hard to trust also initially. And the way you pitch your product to the consumer, it's very different from somebody else will do it.
So the passion is different.
The passion comes out on your whatever you say to them. The conviction is higher, the conversion is higher. So that, and roughly we carry a big box of 300 packets, then a big box of 6 to 12 bottles to for the consumer to taste the product. So that worked really well for us, and it was a hard time because it's difficult to carry all those. But yeah, I think it worked because every time we take that, most of the stuff is sold out, right? So that feeling after the event
the pop-up is very good.
very good. So that's what helped us like stick to the pop-up for a very long time.
Interesting.
What are some of your different focus groups or different TGs? Or something ki a TG that created on its own that you didn't expect?
Yeah, we have a lot of kid consumers. मतलब
Kid consumers.
हाँ, तो मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं,
Age group?
but I have this word with a lot of moms कि यार हम अपने बच्चों को टिफिन में भेज देते हैं स्कूल, हमारी झंझट खत्म हो गई सुबह की.
Okay.
तो मतलब हमारा वही हमने कभी एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था कि मतलब, क्योंकि we have two variants, right? One is less protein, date powder, jaggery, sweetened variant which kids can consume. तो वो उनके टिफिन में रखे हुए थे कि भाई सुबह उठ के मेरे को उठ के बनाना नहीं पड़ता, वो सब चीज़ें मैंने प्रिपेयर कर रखा है, एक जारी तो देना है करके भेज दिया. वो भी उसको भी पसंद है क्योंकि उसमें चॉकलेट है, उसमें स्ट्रॉबेरी है, तो खुशी खुशी खा लेते हैं बच्चे. तो दिस इज अ वेरी यूनिक चीज़ जो हमने कोई डिस्कवर नहीं करी, कभी टारगेट नहीं करी, बट बिकॉज वी आर टारगेटिंग मॉम्स हू वांट्स टू ईट हेल्दी, उन्होंने इनडायरेक्टली उनको प्रमोट करके.
And do you think you'll launch say specifically kids line?
Not as of now. मतलब our focus still on the 20 to 35, 40-year-old people who just starting their journey. Maybe somebody who just joined a corporate. Now he wants to spend some money on his or her health, and they don't have time because office का प्रेशर इतना होता है, जल्दी उठना, लेट वर्किंग आवर्स, तो उन सब में खुद के हेल्थ पे ध्यान रखने का बिल्कुल टाइम नहीं मिलता है. So for them, I think it can be a very good product. Somebody who's going to gym उनको तो चाहिए उनको बस प्रोटीन दिखना चाहिए, इट विल वर्क आउट वेरी वेल फॉर देम.
And how do you substitute? मतलब for gym goers, drinking protein shake is very normal. And how do you convert them from protein shake to using oats?
Yeah, the only the every gym goer consumes oats. Majority of them will do.
अच्छा ठीक है.
And they also have whey protein to it. So now it's their call. Do they want to mix together? Because in general, a lot of whey products has emulsifiers, stabilizers, and ingredients which they won't have. they होने नहीं चाहिए कुल मिला के. तो वो बहुत सारे ऐसे ingredients whey में होते हैं जो other than whey जो नहीं होने चाहिए. तो we have eliminated all that, right, for them. We have only put 8 to 9 ingredients जिसमें oats, chia, flakes, protein, और pink salt for sweetness. We have jaggery date powder, no sugar. तो this is something that we are doing for them. और आपको मेहनत क्यों करनी है? क्योंकि हमारा जो per meal का cost है वो आपके whey protein के scoop से कम है, right? प्लस वे प्रोटीन के स्कूप से कम है और आपको फुल रख रहा है वो 3 से 4 घंटे. अगर आप वे पी रहे हो तो जस्ट अ प्रोटीन, बट फॉर अस इट्स अ कंप्लीट मील, राइट? सो इट कीप्स यू फुल फॉर 3 to 4 hours. और आवर मील इज ऑल्सो बिल्ट इन अ वे कि इट्स च्यूएबल. ठीक है, व्हेन यू ड्रिंक समथिंग यू फील हंग्री वेरी सून. ठीक है, आपको 1-2 घंटे में भूख लग जाएगी, बट सिंस आपको ओट्स वो करने च्यू ही पड़ेंगे, इट विल कीप्स यू फुल एटलीस्ट 4 hours. So that's why it's chewable plus drinkable. So that's how we position us, and that's why people are liking the product.
So last question.
Yeah.
What is some advice that you like to give to young entrepreneur, someone someone who wants to build something of their own? What should they do? What should they don't?
Advice, just say कि don't just build because everybody else is building. FOMO में build मत करो. And it's actually very hard to build something. And मतलब मैंने भी FOMO में I think build कर लिया था, I don't know that time, but it's very hard. Take some sort of experience if you can. Maybe work as a founder's office, maybe work someone under, or like whatever category interests you, maybe work with them. See how do you actually love that category as much as you think you do. Because for me, one very big positive is that I love fitness myself, right? And that's why it keeps me motivated to do it on a very like off days as well, because it's very close to my day. So that's why I'm able to push this through.
Obsession
is there. I love what I'm doing. ऐसा नहीं कि मेरे को मजबूरी है या ऐसा कुछ है. मेरे को बहुत मज़ा आता है जो मैं कर रहा हूँ उसमें. तो एटलीस्ट ट्राई करके देख लो कि आपको मज़ा आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है. आपको उस इंडस्ट्री में शायद इनिशियली आपको अच्छी लग जाए, पर 4 महीने काम करो तो शायद नहीं पसंद आए. तो टेक दैट टाइम, टेक दैट रूट. जल्दबाजी में मत कूदो, और अगर कूद रहे हो तो फिर इतना जल्दी एग्जीक्यूट करो कि 2 महीने में ही समझ में आ तो छोड़ दो. ठीक है, तो एग्जीक्यूट सो फास्ट एंड डोंट गो एंड वेट फॉर फंड्स टू स्टार्ट विद. टेक there are a lot of grants that are available in today's time. Take that. Don't wait for the finished product. Talk to the consumer, do pop-ups, do whatever you want to. Interact with the people, do the live testing, take the feedback. अगर अच्छा लग रहा है तो go ahead, नहीं लगा तो छोड़ दो. Don't waste that time.
So speed over anything else.
Speed over anything is something that I think they should do, because बहुत ज़्यादा उसके चक्कर में time waste हो जाता है.
What is your favorite recipe? You've made oats. You've had 2,100 plus oatmeals. Everyone knows that. And you've experimented, I'm assuming, with all kinds of milks and curd, yogurts. Give me your best one.
So for me, the best one is the chocolate oats in a like yogurt. And I'll put oats to it. I'll put muesli to it. I'll put whatever fruits I have, like whatever actually, like 3, 4, 5, whatever is there, I'll put that. And I think that worked really, that's the best, because it gives me roughly around 40-45 gram protein. So I think that's one of the best meals that I can have. And I also love making pancakes of my oatmeal. So that's also something which I'll add 5 eggs to it, I'll add oats to it, and I love that meal.
So is that a kind of positioning that you're doing? Yeah, are you telling the consumers कि ये भी possibility है?
For eating oatmeal like a pancake?
Like a pancake, yes.
Yeah. So we are doing it as a product. Now a lot of people are making pancakes out of it. They're having it like a smoothie. They're just adding milk. They're mixing it and they're having it immediately. And the rest, the oatmeal overnight option is there. तो वो तो है ही सही.
ठीक है. I think that's it. It has been great talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Lot of learning, and I think the audience will also have a lot to learn.
Thank you so much for having me, boss.
Thank you, Yash.
Hope you like the oatmeals.
Love that.